right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Heartland Championship Wrestling here on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave with action from the Atlantic Wrestling Federation in Atlanta in the Omni. As we say hello to all the great fans gathering at ringside, Neil Lau first in line, Carl Zilla, who just finished up a wonderful broadcast of his own. Mark Ferguson is with us, Dwayne Martz, always good to see you, Dwayne, and Derek Bauman, also good to see you. So great to have everybody in the Dave Cave for tonight's presentation of Heartland Championship Wrestling. If you were with us last week, you saw Kevin Sullivan and Cactus Jack win the NWA World Tag Team Championship. And as a result, they have vacated the Atlantic Tag Team titles, and those will be decided in tonight's main event as the fabulous Freebirds, Michael P.S. Hayes and Terry Bam Bam Gordy, take on the Midnight Express. That should be a Donnybrook with the tag team titles recently vacated and on the line here in tonight's main event. Now, before we came on live, of course, we were watching the great action from Carl Zilla, but here in the Dave Cave, the show started off with George Tragos picking up a submission victory over Dick Murdoch with the double leg Nelson. Then we saw the tag team of Flying Brian and the Z-Man pick up a win over the debuting Sheepherders, Butch Miller and Luke Williams, when Zink pinned Miller after a high dropkick. Baron Von Raschke was up next, and he took down Yukon Eric with the Brain Claw. And just before we went to air, it was Pat Patterson picking up a big victory pinfall over Dusty Rhodes with the Bombs Away. And that brings us to tonight's opening matchup. In the ring, we have Gary Michael Capetta. And Gary Michael Capetta is announcing the opening match. As we go to the Gary Michael Capetta card, and we are going to see some action here in the pre-match action. As entering the ring first is the team at a total combined weight of 273 pounds, Mr. Wrestling 1 and Mr. Wrestling 2. Mr. Wrestling 2, of course, a fan favorite, hometown boy right here from Atlanta, Georgia. And his tag team partner, Mr. Wrestling Tim Woods, along with Johnny Walker, make up this masked duo, coming to the ring for action tonight. And they will be taking on a very dangerous duo indeed. Coming to the ring first from Osaka, Japan, 5'10", 258 pounds. This is Mr. FUJI. And his tag team partner from Tokyo, Japan, 5'11", 262 pounds. This is Mr. SAITO. So FUJI and SAITO will be taking on Wrestling 1 and Wrestling 2 here tonight, but they've got a little surprise up their sleeve as they are going to be accompanied to the ring by this man, Nikita Breznikov, the new manager. And Nikita Breznikov is going to start berating Gary Michael Capetta. And Nikita Breznikov is giving Gary Michael Capetta a piece of his mind. He grabs the microphone and starts shouting in the microphone. FUJI and SAITO are swirling around Gary Michael Capetta menacingly. And according to the Gary Michael Capetta ring announcer card, it is the fan favorites who come in and attack the rule breakers. And the fan favorites, Mr. Wrestling 1 and Mr. Wrestling 2, will open this match on level 2 offense. So it will be Mr. Wrestling 2, Johnny Walker, the local hero, starting things off against Mr. FUJI. After an opening match attack, he will be starting off on level 2 offense. So Nikita Breznikov already making his presence felt here in Atlanta. Not necessarily in a good way. I just got this card in the mail today, Nikita Breznikov. It's actually a wrestling card, but he's got a manager rating. Nikita Breznikov, for those of you who did not attend the virtual event Road to Galacticon a few weeks back, Nikita Breznikov made a surprise appearance live in the chat room, guest of Tom Filsinger, and had a nice conversation. Very interesting, compelling figure. Very smart guy too. Very well read. Very very cultured individual, and I enjoyed Nikita Breznikov in the chat room live with Tom Filsinger at the Road to Galacticon, and we'll talk more about that as the night goes on. But it is Fuji and Mr. Wrestling 2 starting things off here, and it is Wrestling 2 catching a front facelock on Fuji. Fuji unable to get over and make a tag as Wrestling 2 delivers some clubbing blows to Mr. Fuji, wearing him down. Still Fuji not able to get out and make the tag as Nikita Breznikov shouts instructions from ringside. Wrestling 2 gets up for a head scissors, tries to take Fuji over, cannot get him down as Fuji scores the reversal and comes up with a front facelock choke to bring Mr. Wrestling 2 under control. Fuji now in control, and Fuji is going to go with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Mr. Wrestling 2, and on a roll of 9, that is the power rating. And the power rating belongs to Mr. Fuji, so he takes down Wrestling 2 with a shoulder tackle. Fuji now in control, and Fuji with the Fuji nerve grip. That always looked like it would hurt. As Fuji digs the nerve grip in on Mr. Wrestling 2. And Fuji now with a big suplex takes Wrestling 2 up over and down to the canvas hard. Fuji is going to bring SAITO into the ring, and we're going to see a double team. Little double team action here for Fuji and SAITO, and on a roll of 9, it is a running forearm smash delivered by SAITO that stuns Mr. Wrestling 2. SAITO maintains control. SAITO now with an Oriental leg sweep taking Wrestling 2 down to the canvas. Japanese looking very good here in the opening segments of this match. And here's a big chop to the chest by Mr. SAITO. We saw that in Carl Zilla's action. Wrestling 2 is stunned and unable to make the tag as SAITO maintains control. SAITO now with another Oriental leg sweep. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 3, and on a roll of 8, Mr. Wrestling 2 kicks out. SAITO maintains control. SAITO now with a thrust punch to the heart, and Mr. Wrestling 2 is staggered. SAITO follows that up with an attempt at a crescent kick to the chest. That's an agility move, and Mr. Wrestling 2 is able to avoid that, and Wrestling 2 comes back and catches a front facelock. SAITO reverses that, and SAITO with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Mr. Wrestling 2, and on a roll of 7, it is a big kick by SAITO that stuns Mr. Wrestling 2. Wrestling 2 in some trouble here, not able to make the tag, as another big chop to the chest by Mr. SAITO resonates throughout the Omni. Wrestling 2 fires back with an arm drag takedown. SAITO goes down, and finally, Wrestling 2 able to tag in his partner. Here comes Mr. Wrestling into the ring for the first time. Mr. Wrestling with a whip to the, thought about a whip to the turnbuckle, thought better of it, as Mr. SAITO, an A-rated guy at the turnbuckle. Instead, he goes into a waistlock, into a heel trip, taking SAITO down to the canvas. Both men scramble to their feet, and Fuji comes in and grabs the shoulders of Mr. Woods, of Mr. Wrestling, and hauls him back into the corner, where Fuji and SAITO double team beat down on Mr. Wrestling as Nikita Breznikov looks on with approval. Mr. Wrestling is down. SAITO still in control here, and a thrust kick to the throat. Ooh, that looks nasty. As Mr. Woods is staggered, trying to get back to the center of the ring. SAITO is on him. Another Oriental leg sweep takes Mr. Wrestling back down to the canvas. Here comes another double team attempt, and on a roll of 7, it is a bone-crunching double clothesline delivered by Fuji and SAITO that puts Mr. Woods, Mr. Wrestling, down to the canvas. Fuji now with a twisting back headbutt, and Mr. Wrestling goes down again. Mr. Wrestling now in trouble. Fuji's going to try for an elbow drop. This is a choice F maneuver. So he is going to require a roll of 7 or lower to hit this. And on a roll of 6, he connects. And Mr. Wrestling is down. Fuji follows that up with the Fuji nerve grip on Mr. Wrestling. Mr. Wrestling grimacing through the pain in that mask as Fuji continues with a falling headbutt that stuns Mr. Wrestling. Mr. Wrestling finally able to tag his partner. Wrestling 2 coming back into the match, but clearly the Japanese have been controlling the pace of this one with their double teaming tactics. And here's Wrestling 2 with a hip toss. Fuji up, over, and down to the canvas. As referee James Lawrence joins us. Hello to you, sir. And what a great time it has been watching you with your refereeing duties, refereeing for the NWA and Camille, and it has been fun to watch. So keep up the good work. As Mr. Wrestling 2 with a back suplex takes Fuji down to the canvas. And he's going to go for a cover here. The pin roll is 3. And on a roll of 5, Fuji is able to kick out. Wrestling 2 follows that up. Oh, he hits the $1 million knee lift. That's a finisher. 0 finisher. Pin roll now is 4. And on a roll of 7, Fuji kicks out again. And now it's going to be the Masked Men with a double team attempt here. Oh, and on a roll of 5, it is a devastating double team that costs Mr. Fuji another point of fatigue, or as Carl Zilla would say, he eats another point of fatigue. As Mr. Wrestling now is in the ring and in control on Fuji. And, oh, he's going to go for the headstand cradle. This is a pinning predicament. The pin roll here is 7 or lower. And Fuji is able to just barely kick out on a count of 2.87. 2 5/6 was that pin count. I guess that would be 2.83. But Mr. Wrestling still in control here. And now we're going to see Nikita Breznikov get involved as Fuji's in trouble here. And this is what they have hired Nikita Breznikov to do. And oh, on a roll of 11, it is Nikita Breznikov trying to interfere. But Mr. Wrestling whips Mr. Fuji into Breznikov for a big collision. Mr. Wrestling hits the headstand cradle. The pin roll here now is 8 or lower. And on a roll of 8, he got him. So botched interference by Nikita Breznikov costs Fuji and SAITO the match as Mr. Wrestling wins it with a headstand cradle. So a pinfall victory for Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2 after the botched interference by Nikita Breznikov. So as much as I enjoyed Nikita Breznikov, his Heartland debut is a disaster. As we've got SDG replays, Kent in the chat here, welcome. And Ultimate Wildcat fan Kevin Butcher is here. Thank you for joining us. Bootlegs from Ubu. Designed by so KB, did you design these Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2 cards? That would be awesome if that were the case. And of course, Fuji and SAITO from Expansion Pack 10. Great to see a real Fuji Wrestling card as opposed to the original Fuji card that was a pin 8-5 and more representative of his time as a manager than as a tag team champion. But Fuji and SAITO come up on the losing end tonight as your winners are Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. And of course the Nikita Breznikov card from Road to Galacticon 2023. And what a good time that was. And of course the real Galacticon is coming up next month. July 20th through the 23rd in Waterloo, Iowa, in conjunction with the Tragos THESZ Hall of Fame inductions. The guest list has been announced, and it should be a good weekend of gaming and honoring the new inductees into the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame at the Waterloo, Iowa Wrestling Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. Should be a good time. Looking forward to it. Plenty of opportunities to still get in on that if you can make it to Waterloo for that big event. STG Replay is asking, how do I get Ubu boots? Maybe KB, you can connect with him on that. I believe some of those are still available. So yeah, talk to KB and he can hook you up as we continue on with tonight's next matchup. The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Standard rolls in effect. So disqualification rules will be in effect, but I doubt that we'll see any of those types of shenanigans as these two fine sportsmen hook up in wrestling competition. Introducing first from St. Louis, Missouri, standing at 6'2", weighing 238 pounds. This is Lou THESZ. Lou THESZ coming to the ring where he will have his hands full with a big opponent. 6'4", 280 pounds out of Benton Harbor, Michigan. This is Bobo Brazil. So Bobo Brazil and Lou THESZ attempting to climb the ranks of contenders here in Atlantic Wrestling Federation. For those of you who attend the Filsinger board, WH Lineup is Will Harrison's username on the board. WH Lineup will be the guy on the Filsinger boards who can connect you with these Ubu bootlegs. Some of those are still in supply. Some are out of stock. But if you go to the Filsinger message board and look up WH Lineup, Will Harrison, great guy. Probably see him in Waterloo. As we get things ready to roll here with Bobo Brazil taking on Lou THESZ, and the opening initiative roll is won by Bobo. As they come together in the center of the ring, it is Bobo trying for a backbreaker. That's an agility move. THESZ is the more agile of the two men, so THESZ is able to avoid that and come back with an attempted hammerlock. The hammerlock is a choice C maneuver. So he will need an agility roll of 7 or lower to complete that and is not able to get it done. These men both have each other scouted, both very adept at counter wrestling in the ring. And it's Bobo now attempting a falling elbow. He's going to need a roll of 6 or lower to hit that. And he's not able to get that done. So multiple reversals here to start things off. And finally, it is THESZ with a side headlock that catches Bobo. And Bobo reverses that into a test of strength. And by far, Bobo has the advantage in the test of strength as he's able to take THESZ down to his knees. And now a head scissor applied by Bobo Brazil. THESZ gets to his feet. They come back together in the center of the ring. Bobo Brazil unable to connect on the knee lift as THESZ with another reversal. And THESZ this time with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Bobo Brazil. And on a roll of 8, it is a running back elbow by Lou THESZ that stuns Bobo. And now he's going to go for that hammerlock again on a roll of 7 or lower. This time he is able to complete the hammerlock and take control. And now a punch to the ribs delivered by Lou THESZ, holding him in that hammerlock, trying to slow the big man down. Another punch to the ribs, and this time Bobo is going to fire back. And Bobo catches a front face lock. THESZ reverses the front face lock. And THESZ now whips Bobo to the ropes and comes off with a high drop kick that nails Lou THESZ. That nails Bobo Brazil. Nice move executed there by Lou THESZ. And Bobo is going to eat the first point of fatigue in this match. No need for the pin roll here as the pin roll is only a 1. But THESZ now in control. THESZ is not going to allow Bobo to escape the ring. Instead, THESZ is going to go for that hammerlock again and is able to secure the hammerlock. And Bobo back out to the center of the ring. And THESZ takes him down and catches a head scissor. Bobo quickly back to his feet. THESZ is on him with a forearm shot off of the lockup. And THESZ follows that up with another takedown. And down to the canvas again goes Bobo. Bobo quickly again back to his feet. But this time it is THESZ who takes him down with a drop toe hold into a rolling short arm scissors. Nice move there by THESZ, reversing. And Bobo down now, and THESZ clearly in control. And now again, Bobo trying to get out of the ring. Not going to let that happen. Instead, it is a great show of strength by THESZ, picking him up in a fireman's carry. Airplane spin and dropping Big Bobo down to the canvas. Bobo taking a minute to get to his feet. THESZ is on him. THESZ comes off the ropes. THESZ press. That's a +2 finisher. The pin roll here is 4 or lower, and on a roll of 3, he got him. How about that? THESZ catching the victory with the THESZ press out of nowhere. Nicely fought match by both men, but THESZ saw the opening after he took Bobo down and punished his arm with the rolling short arm scissors. And before Bobo was able to regain his bearings, THESZ nails him with the THESZ press and catches the 3 count. So congratulations to THESZ for the victory, as we say hello in the chat room to Miho Burns. Miho or Mijo? That may be Mijo, short for Michael Joe. I've never known. I've always pronounced it Miho. I'm probably wrong, but FUJI and SAITO is the team that is being cheered on by Mr. Burns. Unfortunately, they went down to defeat tonight after a miscommunication with their new manager, Nikita Breznikov. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your next contest is a #1 contenders match for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Of course, Nick Bockwinkel holds that championship, and the winner of this match will be next in line to challenge Bockwinkel for the belt. Introducing first out of Glasgow, Scotland. He stands at 6'2", weighing 232 pounds. This is the rowdy one, Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper moving out to face his opponent, 5'11", 230 pounds from Mound, Minnesota. This is Verne Gagne. Verne Gagne, another Ubu bootleg from back in 2018, when the first AWA set came out from Ubu. Underground Bootlegs United or something, I think is what that stands for. This looks like a mismatch on paper, and probably is. But Roddy Piper has been taking on the legends of the sport as he makes his way through the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. He picked up an upset win over THESZ. He had a couple of battles with Frank Gotch, and now it is Verne Gagne squaring off with Piper with a title match on the line here in Atlanta. And it is Verne Gagne who wins the opening initiative roll, and Gagne who comes out with a big chop across the chest of Piper. Piper just gets right back up in Verne's face, and Piper now with a bulldog that takes Verne down to the canvas. Piper quickly in control of this one, and now Piper's going to pitch Verne out of the ring, and this is exactly the strategy that Piper wants to embrace, as Piper comes out and chops Verne again on the arena floor. He throws Verne back into the ring. Piper in control once again, and Piper's got him in the figure 4. As Verne came back into the ring, Verne quickly gets into the to the ropes to break up the figure 4, but Piper on the attack here to open the contest. And Piper now follows that up with an attempt at a clothesline. Verne ducks the clothesline, and Verne comes back with a gut wrench suplex, taking Piper down to the canvas. Verne quickly going for the pinfall. The pin roll is 2, but on a roll of 4, Piper is able to kick out. Verne wants nothing to do with a brawl here. He just went right for the pin off of that first suplex. And Verne now in control, and Verne is going for the sleeper. The Gagne sleeper is applied. This is a +1 move. The rating is the same as the number of fatigue tokens, so indeed this is a +1. The submission roll here will be 3 or lower, but on a roll of 6, Piper is able to survive the effects of the sleeper hold, and the match will continue as Gagne comes back with a big drop kick that stuns Roddy Piper, and that is an add 1 maneuver off of Gagne's card, and as Piper staggers back and Gagne keeps on him. Gagne with a gut wrench suplex. He goes for the cover again. This time the roll is 5 or lower for the pin, and on a roll of 6, Piper just manages to kick out once again. So Piper quickly in trouble here as Gagne has taken control. Gagne now with the spinning toe hold, and Piper gets out of the ring. And down to the arena floor we go once again. And on a roll of 5, that is going to be the double disqualification roll, I believe. Yes, that will be... no, B5 is actually a clean win for Verne Gagne. The opponent comes out of the ring to continue the fight, but you grab him and smash him onto the announcer's table with an awesome specialty move. So Verne Gagne with a gut-wrench suplex that smashes Piper onto the announcer's table. Verne might be disqualified on a roll of 4 or lower. That's not going to happen. But as they return to the ring, Verne is in control. And Verne now with the rolling crotch hold. Much to the chagrin of Mrs. Piper. As Gagne rolls Piper around the mat, attempting to gain the submission, but Piper is able to break free. And Verne now converts that into the Indian Deathlock. And Piper is again down. Verne follows that up. Verne this time now is going to go for a body slam. This is a choice F maneuver. So he will need a roll of 7 or lower to execute the body slam. And on a roll of 8, Piper powers his way out of the body slam attempt. And comes back with a bite to the forehead. Piper biting the forehead of Verne. Verne not liking that. Verne responds with a knee lift. And Verne follows that up with a hammerlock. Both men in the center of the ring. Gagne holding the hammerlock, trying again to slow Roddy Piper down after the bite to the forehead. And now it is a full arm drag and twist applied by Verne Gagne. And Verne follows that up with another gut-wrench suplex. And now on a roll of 10, it is the... oh no, that's on a roll of 2 to 5. He can do that. I believe I hit a roll of 2 to 5 earlier in the match. I thought it was 10 to 12, but it's actually 2 to 5, where Piper can pull the foreign object. So he does not pull the foreign object here. I stand corrected. And Verne follows that up again with another gut-wrench suplex. He goes for the pin attempt on a roll of 6 or lower, and on a roll of 7, Piper is just able to kick out. Piper in survival mode here, as Gagne continues with another spinning toe hold. Piper gets his way to the ropes, and now it is Gagne with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Roddy Piper, and on a roll of 8, it is a big kick by Gagne as Piper bounces off the turnbuckle. Gagne back in control, and Gagne now going to the Indian Deathlock. Piper again getting to the ropes, as Mark Ferguson is saying, poke his eyes, Hot Rod. Here is another attempt at a body slam. 7 or lower is the roll needed to accomplish that. He got him up, over, and down to the canvas hard. And Piper slow to get back to his feet as Gagne moves in and goes for yet another body slam. And this time it is Piper powering his way out of the body slam. And Piper with a poke to the eyes. You called it, Mark Ferguson, as Piper goes to the eyes to take control. Piper now biting the forehead of Verne Gagne. Piper pulling out all the stops here. He bites the forehead again. Referee imploring Piper. And now Piper with a bulldog takes Gagne down to the canvas. Gagne is down. Piper's on him. And now it is a whip to the... We'll roll up. He's going to roll up and go for the clothesline. He misses the clothesline. Next time we'll go to the whip to the ropes. And after the missed clothesline, Gagne is going to go for the body slam again. And up, over, and down to the canvas. He got him. Piper getting slowly up to his feet as Gagne comes in and now tries for the Indian Deathlock again. Piper again getting to the ropes to break that hold. And it's Gagne with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Gagne, but on a roll of 6, that is going to be, I believe, the reversal. Turnbuckle B6, yeah. Piper reverses the whip to the turnbuckle. Gagne comes into the turnbuckle, and Piper nails him with a big kick. Piper in control once again, and Piper now with a big knee lift. That stuns Gagne. Gagne goes down. Piper's got a chance here. Piper goes to the sleeper hold. The Piper sleeper is a +2 finisher. The finisher will be on a 3 or lower. And on a roll of 4, he almost got him. Verne started to fade, but finally managed to reverse that. As Piper in control, and Piper now goes to the figure 4. Verne struggling. Still half out of his wits after the sleeper hold. Verne finally manages to make his way to the bottom rope, but Piper stays on him with a big back suplex, and Gagne goes down once again. Piper in control here. Piper's going to go for a choice H move, so he can either do a death jump A, or he can do a agility, which is a -4. How Verne Gagne got a -4, I don't know. He must have designed his own card. So Piper's going to be forced to go to the death jump. And on a roll of 12, Piper coming off on the death jump nails Verne Gagne with a perfect cross body block off the top turnbuckle. He can pin him here with a roll of snake eyes, but on a roll of 12, Verne kicks out and the match will continue. Piper is rallying. Piper feels the move here. He's got another death jump coming, and this time on a roll of 6, it is Gagne who catches Piper on the top turnbuckle and throws him down to the mat. Piper thrown down to the mat on the second death jump attempt. Now Verne's got him in the sleeper. The finishing roll here is, that's a +4 now due to the fatigue tokens. So that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 11. Piper's going to need boxcars here to save himself, and on a roll of 8, Piper goes to sleep. So Piper showed some excitement there before Gagne finally caught him with the Gagne sleeper to put his lights out, and it will be Verne Gagne taking on his old rival Nick Bockwinkel for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Verne Gagne, your new #1 contender. Everybody's blaming Chad for the Gagne having a -4 agility, 3 A's, a possible +4 finisher, and an add-1 dropkick. Yeah, that card is jacked. But yeah, of course, Verne booked his own matches and won 99.9% of them. So it is what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Verne just got behind the times there at the end, and things did not end well for the AWA, which is unfortunate because a lot of very, very talented folks came through there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your following contest is scheduled for one fall to a finish, and it is for the vacant Atlantic Tag Team Championship. And since the title is vacant, we will make this a no disqualification match, which suits both these teams just fine. Introducing first, team #1, accompanied to the ring by Buddy Roberts. From Bad Street, Atlanta, GA, right here in the state of Georgia. Introducing first at 6'5", 289 pounds, this is Terry Gordy. And his tag team partner, 6'4", 255 pounds, from Bad Street, Atlanta, GA, this is Michael P.S. Hayes. Michael Hayes and Terry Bam Bam Gordy coming out for the opportunity to win the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. And their opponents will be accompanied to the ring by the one and only James E. Cornette. Introducing first, 6 foot, 233 pounds, from Huntsville, Alabama, this is beautiful Bobby Eaton. And his tag team partner, 6'1", 225 pounds, out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, this is Stan Lane, the Midnight Express. So Eaton and Lane versus Hayes and Gordy here in Atlanta with the Atlantic Tag Team Championship on the line. And it will be Sweet Stan Lane starting things off against the big man Terry Bam Bam Gordy. And the opening initiative role is won by Gordy. And as they come together, it is Gordy attempting a lockup, but Stan Lane moves out of the way of that. Ducks under, goes behind, and hits him with a drop toe hold. Eaton comes out with an elbow smash to the back of the head, and already, off of the opening lockup, Terry Gordy eats a point of fatigue. As they caught him with a little misdirection play there, Gordy came out for the lockup. Stan went down for the drop toe hold. Eaton drops the elbow, and immediately the Midnight Express are in control here. And Lane is going to go for the quick cover. And they may catch a pin here on a roll of 3 or lower. And Gordy is able to kick out, but the Midnight Express immediately take control here. And now it is going to be Stan Lane going up for the death jump. And Lane comes off and nails Terry Gordy with a kick to the head off of the top turnbuckle. And Gordy is down, and the Midnights are in control. As now Gordy tries to get out of the ring, Lane's not going to let that happen, and instead Lane is going to go for a flurry of karate kicks. That stuns Terry Gordy. Tag to Bobby Eaton. Eaton coming into the ring now, and it is Eaton with a divorce court that takes Gordy down, and this time Gordy is going to leave the ring. And on a roll of 6, that is a clean win for Gordy as Gordy grabs Bobby Eaton and slams him face down onto the ring apron. And there's no disqualification here, so Gordy can do whatever he wants. And as they come back into the ring, Gordy's going to pull Eaton out of the ring yet again. Eaton trying to get back into the ring. Gordy grabs him by the leg, and the battle continues on the arena floor. And this time it is Eaton who wins the brawl with a stiff right hand to the face of Terry Gordy and slamming the forehead of Terry Gordy into the steel security railing at ringside. So both these men duking it out on the arena floor, and as now they come back into the ring, it's the Alabama Jam executed by Bobby Eaton. This is a 3-move and not a finisher in tag matches. So Gordy is hurt, and Eaton is still in control here. And now it's Eaton with a vertical suplex. Gordy gets back to his feet, but Eaton is still in control. And Eaton is going to attempt a bulldog as Gordy gets to his feet. This is a choice B maneuver, so he will need a roll of 8 or lower to execute the bulldog. And on a roll of 10, Gordy powers his way out of the bulldog, and it is Gordy with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Bobby Eaton, and on a roll of 11, it is an incredible neck-breaking clothesline delivered by Terry Gordy that takes Bobby Eaton down to the canvas. He turned him inside out with that one. And finally, Gordy is able to tag in Michael P.S. Hayes. Hayes comes into the ring strutting and moonwalking as Eaton staggers to his feet. And Hayes immediately goes to the foreign object and just clocks Bobby Eaton with a foreign object. Jim Cornette at ringside is furious. But this is a no disqualification match. And now Michael P.S. Hayes is going to go for the cover. He can get a pin on a roll of 4 or lower, and Eaton is just able to kick out, but Eaton already in trouble here. As Michael P.S. Hayes just clocked him with a foreign object, and now Hayes to the bulldog. The pin roll here is 6 or lower, and on a roll of 9, Eaton is just able to kick out. But Eaton is in trouble here. And Jim Cornette is beside himself. We're going to go to the manager interference chart. The first man to get 3 fatigue tokens, that's when I go to the manager interference chart. Cornette actually does not have a, he does have a manager card. Excuse me. We're going to go to the Cornette manager chart here. It's James J. Dillon who surprisingly does not have a manager card in Legends. He's got a wrestler card, but not a manager card. Now, on a roll of 4, tired of Cornette's antics, the opposing wrestler bails out of the ring to chase Cornette. Cornette's wrestler sneaks out of the ring and blindsides the opponent, knocking him silly. He throws the opponent in the ring and continues the assault. Opposing wrestler rolls on level 3 defense. So Hayes took a swing at Jim Cornette, and out of nowhere, Stan Lane caught Hayes with an enziguri. As Hayes was chasing down Eaton and Cornette, Hayes goes down, and he is hurt as Eaton is in control. And Eaton now is going to try for a spinning neck breaker. This is a choice E maneuver. So he will need a roll of 9 or lower to hit the spinning neck breaker. And he got him down. And Hayes is down, and Hayes is going to try for a tag. He gets there. Eaton makes the tag. So Gordy and Lane are now the legal men in the ring. And when that happens, I do go back to an initiative roll. When both men make the tag, Eaton tagged out of his own accord, and Hayes made the defensive tag to Gordy. And so as a result, I am going to go back to the initiative roll. That's just a house rule I came up with. And on the initiative roll, it is Gordy who takes the initiative. And Gordy who comes in with a right hand punch, but Lane blocks the punch. And Lane follows that up with a spin kick into the midsection of Gordy, and Gordy is hurt. And Gordy immediately tags Hayes back into the match. So that didn't take long. Gordy came in, caught a spin kick from Lane, tags back into Hayes. Hayes comes in with an elbow drop, and Lane gets out of the way of that. And Lane with a spin kick on Hayes. Hayes is staggered. They come back together in the center of the ring. Hayes again misses the elbow smash. And Lane this time with a double thrust to the throat stuns Michael P.S. Hayes. Lane showing his martial arts expertise as he is hitting spin kicks, and he is dodging the moves of his opponents, and now a double thrust to the throat has Hayes stunned. And now the drop toe hold and elbow, the double team move on Hayes, and Hayes eats a point of fatigue. Beautiful Bobby becomes the legal man in the ring. And Bobby now is going to pitch Michael Hayes out of the ring, and back down to the arena floor we go again. And this time it is Hayes who wins the brawl on the arena floor, as he grabs the leg of Eaton and smashes Eaton's leg into the steel ring post. That's going to give Hayes the advantage, and Hayes catches a grinding headlock as Eaton gets back up to hands and knees. Eaton now with a level 2 reversal and a stinging right hand that stuns Michael Hayes. Again, Hayes tries for the defensive tag. He can't get there. Eaton is going to tag Lane back into the match, as Lane is by far the fresher of the two Midnights. And it is Lane coming into the match with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Michael Hayes, and on a roll of 6, it is Hayes with the reversal. And sending Lane into the turnbuckle, and Michael Hayes with a big kick to Lane as Lane comes off the turnbuckle. Hayes now in control. Hayes goes for a suplex. And Lane gets quickly back to his feet. Hayes is on him. Hayes rams the face of Lane into the turnbuckle. And it is Lane now making the defensive tag over to Bobby Eaton. Eaton now comes in with a standing chokehold on Hayes. Hayes with a reversal on that, and Hayes with a jumping elbow smash stuns Beautiful Bobby. Can Beautiful Bobby make the tag? Yes, he can. Quick tags by the Midnights, keeping the Freebirds off balance. And now a double arm suplex attempted by Lane. That is a power move, but both these men have the +1 power. So Lane is able to get Hayes down with the double arm suplex, and Hayes is hurt. Lane follows that up with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Michael Hayes, and on a roll of 6, it is Lane dropping down, and Hayes comes back the other way. Another drop down. And finally, on a roll of 5, it is Michael Hayes with a running shoulder tackle that takes Lane down to the canvas. Hayes follows that up with a neck breaker that dumps Lane onto the back of his head. That couldn't have felt good. And Hayes in control now with a hair pull takedown, trying to throw Stan Lane down to the mat. Hayes and Lane both graced with beautiful heads of blonde hair. Lane not taking kindly to the hair pull, gets up and whips Hayes back to the ropes. Michael Hayes coming off the ropes, and this time on a roll of 9, it is the power rating. And again, both these two have the same power, so the advantage goes to Stan Lane as he is able to take Hayes down to the canvas with a shoulder tackle. Another whip to the ropes. Hayes comes off again, and this time it is Lane who sets his head too early, and Hayes grabs him and slams him to the mat with an awesome pile driver. Hayes now in control. Hayes is going to go for a DDT. This is a choice D maneuver, so he will need a roll of 10 or lower to hit that. And on a roll of 5, he got him down. Lane hits hard. And Lane is hurt. Lane staggering to his feet. Hayes on top. Hayes going for a jumping elbow smash. Lane still hurt. And now the Freebirds are going to attempt a double team. And on a roll of 5, it is a bone-crunching double clothesline delivered by Hayes and Gordy that puts Lane down to the canvas. Gordy coming off now with an attempt at a Samoan drop. This is a choice G maneuver. That would either be death jump A or power. And I would definitely go with power on this one, considering that it's Gordy. And so he will need a roll of 9 or lower to hit the Samoan drop. And on a roll of 6, he got him over and down to the canvas. And Lane is down, and he's going to try and get over for the defensive tag. And on a roll of 8, he cannot get there. Gordy now in control. And Gordy with another big Samoan drop on a roll of 9 or lower. And again, he connects on that. And Lane is down. Gordy tags in Hayes. We're going to see another double team here. And on a roll of 9, it is Hayes delivering a running forearm smash to Lane as Gordy held the arms, and Lane is stunned. Gordy follows that up with a suplex. And Lane still not able to get out and make the tag as Hayes takes control, and now another jumping elbow smash by Hayes stuns Stan Lane. They've been taken over on Lane, but they haven't done any damage yet. Now here is another jumping elbow smash from Hayes that takes Lane down to the canvas. And now Hayes is going to go for a running knee drop, a choice H maneuver. And this is just bad luck either way, because choice H is either agility at -2 or death jump A. So we will go for the agility -2. He'll need a 6 or lower to hit the jumping knee drop. And on a roll of 5, he got him. He catches the jumping knee drop. And Lane is down. Here comes Gordy for another double team. And on a roll of 12, that's not good for the Freebirds, as they toss Stan Lane into the ropes for a double clothesline. But Lane ducks the double clothesline and clotheslines both of the opponents. Great move by Stan Lane to regain control. He's got level 3 offense now on Michael P.S. Hayes. And he is going to go for the death jump. Hayes a death jump C. And on a roll of 8, it is a flying kick. Enziguri off the top turnbuckle by Lane that stuns Michael Hayes. Lane with a chance now to do some more damage. And he is going to go up for yet another death jump. And he nails yet another death jump. Hayes in bad shape here. We're going to see a double team from the Midnights. And on a roll of 4, it is a devastating double team move, as both men come off the top turnbuckle from opposite directions, crashing down onto Michael P.S. Hayes and costing him another point of fatigue. So Hayes now at 2 points of fatigue. Eaton in control. And now Eaton is going to go and let's see, we've got out of the ring choice here. Both these men are A, but I am going to let Eaton roll up because they've actually got the add 1 tag move on level 2 offense. So the smart play for Eaton here would be to roll up. And sure enough, he hits the divorce court. They're going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 5 or lower. And on a roll of snake eyes, we may see a pin. It's going to be Buddy Roberts. No, it's going to be Gordy attempting the pin save. And on a roll of 9, he's not able to get there. So Bobby Eaton gets the pinfall after the divorce court on Michael P.S. Hayes. And we have new Atlantic Tag Team Champions. Bobby Eaton with the pinfall gets the victory with the divorce court over Michael P.S. Hayes. And we have new tag team champions, and Jim Cornette is beside himself with happiness, jumping up and down, swinging his tennis racket around like a big old goofball. But the Midnight Express are your winners and the new Atlantic Tag Team Champions. As down the tubes go the Freebirds. They had the momentum back and forth. They went very good tag team match on both sides. But a sensational double team move by Eaton and Lane put Hayes down on the canvas. And then Bobby Eaton, with the divorce court, was able to put Hayes down for the cover. Gordy was not able to get there in time to make the pin save. And the victory goes to the Midnight Express. Congratulations to Stan Lane and Bobby Eaton, your new Atlantic Tag Team Champions. And as we go to the history books, this is the second time that Eaton and Lane have won the belts. They originally won the belts in August of 2021, and now and held them until March of 2022. And now a year later, it is Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane who have captured once again the Atlantic Tag Team Championship in tonight's main event. All right, great show, lots of fun. With a great crowd here. Ultimate Wildcat fan, thanks for coming. Mighty Mo, welcome to the chat room. Sorry I missed you coming in. Neil Lau, Philip Reynolds, also thank you, sir, for coming in. I missed a couple of entrances there in the excitement of the main event. Of course, Mark Ferguson here. Miho Burns is here. Oh, Cleveland baseball fan 879. That white card looks a lot like Mickey Rourke, says Cleveland baseball fan 879. Tim, thanks for stopping by. Al, Red Sox fan, thank you for coming by. Boy, I missed a lot of cool stuff in the chat during the main event. Lots of folks turning up for the matches. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. SGG Replays, thank you as well. Referee James Lawrence III, Dwayne Martz, Carl Zilla, thank you to everybody for coming out for tonight's show. This is Dave Little signing off from the Dave Cave. Thank you all and God bless. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow with My Journey with Jesus for those of you who are so inclined. And until then, fans, that's our stream, and I am out of here.